Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Amazing Creation by Sureja. Today I will share the Stone Fox. Chapter 1, Grandfather. Please like my video and subscribe my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon beside it to get the next notification of my videos. Chapter 1, Grandfather. One day, Grandfather would not get out of bed. He just lay there and stared at the ceiling and looked sad. At first, Little Willie thought he was playing. Little Willie lived with his grandfather on a small potato farm in Wyoming. It was hard work living on a potato farm, but it was also a lot of fun, especially when Grandfather felt like playing, like the time Grandfather dressed up as the Scarecrow out in the garden. It took Little Willie an hour to catch on. Boy, did they love. Grandfather loved so hard, he cried, and when he tried, his beard filled up with tears. Grandfather always got up real early in the morning, so early that it was still dark outside. He would make a fire, then he would make breakfast and call Little Willie. "Hurry up or you will eating with the chickens," he would say. Then he would throw his head back and laugh. Once Little Willie went back to sleep. When he woke up, he found his plate out in the chicken coop. It was picked clean. He never slept late again after that. That is until this morning. For some reasons, Grandfather had forgotten to call him. That's when Little Willie discovered that Grandfather was still in bed. There could be only one explanation. Grandfather was playing. It was another trick. Or was it? "Get up, Grandfather," said Little Willie said. "I don't want to play anymore." But Grandfather did not answer. Little Willie ran out of the house. A dog was sleeping on the porch. "Come on, Searchlight," Little Willie cried out. The dog jumped to its feet, and together they ran off down the road. Searchlight was a big black dog. She had a white spot on her forehead the size of a silver dollar. She was an old dog, actually born on the same day as Little Willie, which was over 10 years ago. A mile down the road, they came to a small log cabin surrounded by tall trees. Doc Smith was sitting in a rock chair under one of the trees reading a book. "Doc Smith," Little Willie called out. He was out of breath. "Come quick." "What seems to be the matter, Willie?" the doctor asked, continuing to read. Doc Smith had snow white hair and wore a long black dress. Her skin was tan and her face was covered with wrinkles. "Grandfather won't answer me," Little Willie said. "Probably just another trick," Doc Smith replied. "Nothing to worry about." "But he's still in bed." Doc Smith turned a page and continued to read. "How late did you stay up last night?" "When we went to bed real early. No singing or music or anything." Doc Smith stopped reading. "Sure Grandfather went to bed without playing his harmonica?" She asked. Little Willie nodded. Doc Smith shut her book and stood up. "Hitch up Rex for me, Willie," she said. "I will get my bag." Rex was Doc Smith's horse. He was a handsome Palomino. Little Willie hitched Rex to the wagon and then they rode back to Grandfather's farm. Searchlight ran on her head, leading the way. and barking. Thrurside enjoyed a good run. Grandfather was just the same. He had not moved. Searchlight put her big front paws up on the bed and rested her head on grandfather's chest. She licked her beard, which was full of tears. Dogsmith proceeded to examine grandfather. She used just about everything in her little black bag. What's that for? Little Willie asked. What are you doing now? Must you ask so many questions? Dogsmith said. Grandfather says it's good to ask questions. Dogsmith pulled a long silver object from her doctor's bag. What's that for? Little Willie asked. Hush. Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry. When the Dogsmith had finished her examination, she put everything back into her little bag. Then she walked over to the window and looked out at the fields of potatoes. After a moment she asked, How's the crop this year, Willie? Grandfather says it's the best ever. Dogsmith rubbed her wrinkled face. That's wrong with him. What's wrong with him? Little Willie asked. Do you owe anybody money? She asked. No, Little Willie answered. What's wrong? Why won't you tell me what's wrong? That's just it, said I. There is nothing wrong with him. You mean he is not sick? Medically, he is as healthy as an ox. Could live to be 100 if he wanted to. I don't understand, Little Willie said. Dogsmith took a deep breath and then she began. It happens when a person gives up on life for whatever reason, starts up here is mind first, then it spreads to the body. It's a real sickness, alright. And there's no cure except in the person's own mind. I'm sorry, child, but it appears that your grandfather just does not want to live anymore. He was silent for a long time before he spoke. But what about finishing and the rodeo and turkey dinners? Does not he want to do those things anymore? Grandfather shut his eyes and tears rolled down his cheeks and disappeared into his beard. I'm sure he does, Dogsmith said, putting her arm around Little Willie. It must be something else. Little Willie stared at the floor. I will find out what's wrong and make it better. You will see, I will make grandfather want to live again. And Searchlight barked loudly. Today I have finished, but next day we will learn the next chapter of Stone Fox by Sean Reynolds Cartier. Bye-bye. Have a nice day and Merry Christmas to all of you.